In shooting all these videos about food and highlighting some of the best chefs in, I think, the world, reached out to my buddy Tim Morton. And Tim was actually who I did the very first video for me and McGee with almost 3 years ago. We're out here at Rush Harding's farm, getting some eggplants and seeing what Tim's gonna do with some local produce.
All right, this is Tim Morton at RH Farms with me and McGee. We are going to be making eggplant casserole. We're going to start with some diced eggplant. Now, you want to dice your eggplant, you want to season it with salt and let it sit for at least an hour. That will draw off a little bit of the bitterness from it, and then as well as some of the liquid. Now, after that, you want to come over and you want to blanch your eggplant. Now, blanching meaning you just want to have it in there for no more than 30 seconds just to get, just to kind of cook it down, and it also release a little bit more moisture and make this eggplant a little bit more tender. So we got that blanched, we're going to drain it and let that drain for a minute while we assemble all our other ingredients. All right, so we're draining our eggplant. And we're going to let that drain right here while we get our other ingredients together. So what we're going to do right here next is we're going to make an egg cream. This is going to be kind of like a binder, kind of like a cold custard, so to speak, but we're using whole eggs for the casserole. So I'm going to take 4 eggs there. Then we're going to add about a cup or 2 cups of heavy cream. And then what I like to do, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of fresh herb, and I'll probably add a little bit more fresh herb later on. But then we have, right here, a little bit of nutmeg. And my grandmother taught me this, is just cinnamon. It gives it just a different flavor that really works well with the eggplant and all the other spices and flavors. So we're just gonna mix all that together real nicely and make sure that it's nicely incorporated into the mixture. I'm going to season with some salt and some cracked pepper. And again, mix that thoroughly. So I'm going to set that aside while we assemble all the other ingredients. So first we're going to start off with some toasted sourdough. Now you can use any kind of bread. I prefer sourdough. But you really want to, dice it and toast it. Not too hard, but just, you want to have it a little crunchy, so it soaks up a lot of the eggplant and the flavor. Next, we've rendered some bacon. Don't want it crispy or anything like that, but you want it cooked about yay so, which is about a par cooked. And I do not drain the fat off of it because I like to have that nice smoky bacony flavor added into the casserole. So next, we're going to add 1 onion, medium diced, 1 tomato, diced. We're going to add, these are some sweet chilies that came from the garden. I'm going to add that as well, diced up. And then we're going to add some cheese, some cheddar cheese, sharper the better. So we have all that together. So we're going to just give that a nice mix. So we've let the eggplant drain really well. And we're just going to add that eggplant to the mixture. Like I said, this is a very easy recipe. Anybody can do it. So we have that mix there. Like I said, I added a little bit more heavy cream. a little bit more fresh herbs. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to add this egg mixture, the egg cream as I call it. I want to mix this thoroughly. what's going to happen is that the bread's going to soak up the egg custard and the mixture, so you have a nice moist casserole. For a good little measure, it looks a little bit too dry, so I'm just going to add just a touch more heavy cream. And then we have baking dishes, our baking dishes right here. Now this could be made in a large ramekin, you know, a large Pyrex dish, or it can be made in a small, smaller ramekins like this. If you want to, for a small meal, individual meal or whatnot. Alrighty. Now, one thing that I will do and always suggest when you're baking, especially in smaller dishes like this and/or on Pyrex or whatnot, you always want to have some type of underliner. Helps in case something bubbles over or whatnot, and it helps you kind of keep your oven clean. We're going to go in the oven with this uncovered at 400 degrees. Now, you can bake this on convection if you have a convection oven, but we're just going to do very conventional and let it bake out real slow in the oven. And then, you know, you'll have your finished product.
All right, so while the eggplant casserole is baking, we thought we'd get in here and visit for a minute and get caught up. But y'all are doing something that a lot of people aren't, and that's a garden on site.
Yes.
So what's been like the biggest benefit of doing that?
Knowing who's growing it, Mrs. Armstrong, and knowing, you know, kind of foreseeing what's going to be the best, you know, product that we're bringing into the restaurant or we're using for catering, and then working with her through the seasons. You know, what do we want to grow? What we haven't grown before.
A lot of give and take.
Exactly. Yeah. What works best, and we know it's always good to know your gardener, your farmer there.
And so there's a lot going on at this property. So this is a venue, a wedding venue, host parties. This is a commercial kitchen.
Correct.
That y'all cater when there's an event.
Yeah, we do. You know, we have RH Catering and Events. This is the event space facility. This is the big house. We also have a guest house for brides. We also do smaller dinners, intimate dinners at not just here, but at people's homes, office parties at their office. So we're very versatile with catering. I mean, we're a full service catering company. We're kind of unique. We're not in the city, but we're real close to the city.
Right.
I mean, literally we're a 5-minute drive from Chenal Parkway.
Yeah.
Here we have so many amenities, from having a party at the pavilion, to having a party at the main house, to having a large party out in the pasture, to even, if you like, having a party in the middle of the garden. I mean, there's so many different amenities out here just to have a good time.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us come here and showing us another avenue.
And I appreciate you guys and what you guys are doing. It's a good thing, and we appreciate you.
Well, we're excited about creating awareness and hopefully inspire some new farmers.
Thank you.
Smell and eating of food is probably my favorite part of doing these videos. I think we're getting to see a wide range of how awesome Arkansas is and different avenues of ag and what that means and the venues and just Arkansas is pretty awesome. And really excited to be a part of what the Hardings are doing and showcase them and some local restaurants like Tim. Tim has been a wonderful partner in a lot of projects and hope it continues.